Hi, I'm Kevin Eikenberry, and I'm here to help you reach your potential as a leader and a human being. Welcome to Remarkable TV and the Remarkable Leadership Podcast. If you happen to be watching on YouTube, welcome. Glad you're here. Don't miss any future episodes by making sure that you hit the subscribe button so you see all of them in the future. Today, I'm talking about creating useful urgency. Are you ready? Let's get started. Okay, urgency is one thing, but useful urgency? First of all, you might be wondering, Kevin, what do you even mean by that? Useful urgency. Well, there's always the chance and the need for us to maybe move things along, keep things going, build momentum, get some urgency. But as leaders, we want to be careful that we're not manufacturing that urgency, that we're just not trying to get people to be at 110 miles an hour all the time. The pedal mashed all the way to the floor all the time is not going to serve us. It's like then when you really need that extra energy, it won't be there. So I'm talking about how do we create useful urgency? And I've got several things to help you do that, right? And so the first thing is you've got to pick your spots. You can't do it all the time. You've got to pick the chances and the times when you really need for people to lean in, for people to ramp up their energy and to move a little faster. So you also, once you do it, want to make sure you're encouraging people, but not pressing people or pressuring people. You know how that feels, right? You get backed in the corner and then it doesn't go so well. We want to make sure that when we're encouraging people to put a little more urgency, a little more pep in their step, that we're not pushing, we're not pressing, but we're encouraging and we're showing people. Right? And so to do all of this, I have three questions that you can use, three questions that you can ask yourself and others. We're going to think about it in terms of asking others, right? We're a leader. We want to create useful urgency. I have three questions: one-word question, a two-word question, and a three-word question. Here they are. The first one is when. When are we going to do it? When are we going to get started? How are we going to, when? Is a question of urgency. When? Good idea. When? Second one is what's next? Okay, here's where we are. What's next? What do we need to do to keep moving forward? What's next? That's a question that can spur us on, urge us on, and encourage us without pressing. And lastly, three words: how to start. How are we going to start? It's not just what's next, but what's the first step? How do we get going? How do we get from static to moving, right? So I have three questions for you to create useful urgency. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. When, what's next, and how to start. If you ask these questions carefully, if you ask these questions selectively, and if you ask these questions with the right tone and intention, you can create the kind of urgency that you need when you need it most. Let me close with today's tweet. As a leader, we can create useful, not manufactured urgency by using questions like when, what's next, and how to start. I hope you found this useful. And if you did, every week I have a newsletter that's designed specifically to help you be a more effective leader and to help you become the leader you were born to be. It's called Unleashing Your Remarkable Potential. And I'd love to help you do that with that newsletter, which is completely free. And you can sign up for it by going to kevineikenberry.com/newsletters, where you can learn about that newsletter and our others as well. I hope you'll do that. And I hope you'll be back here next week for another episode of Remarkable TV and the Remarkable Leadership Podcast.